Hello, New York Jets fans of all ages from around the world. I am Midnight Mike, your late night New York Jets host, and I am thrilled to once again be here 9 p.m. Saturday night here on the Long Island Sound for another episode, live stream of the Midnight Mike Show. We have so much to talk about. There's a whole new Jets family. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji and maybe Woody Johnson have been busy this past week. As a matter of fact, they've been busy. Oh, wait. We need to hit that Jets chant real quick. Jets. These guys have been busy, folks. Busy. From Tuesday night or last Saturday night, whenever it was that we were celebrating the fact that Aaron Glenn has come home to the New York Jets, we have had an offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator, an O-line coach, a linebacker coach, a defensive line coach, a special teams coordinator, all these guys hired to the New York Jets. And there seems to be a pattern here. Definitely youth, and ex-players. And we're going to talk about all that tonight here on the Midnight Mike Show. I'm very excited to be in here. Guys, please hit that like button on your way in. It is the first stream of February, so all I need you to do is keep hitting that like button. Keep hitting that like button as you guys roll in, and I can see the numbers go up because, like I've said before, no matter what YouTube channel you watch, especially if they are live, the YouTube algorithms see that you hit that like button, and then views go up. So anyone you watch, including myself, do us as content creators that favor and hit that like button. I always try to do it when I'm watching anything, whether it's live or not. But right now, I do want to tell you we're running up against the Royal Rumble, which is hilarious because my loyal co-hosts and loyal callers like Murdog and Mets and people, they're just running against me, running their own streams, watching the Nerd Royal Rumble. Now I watched wrestling for 30 something years. But I'm just watching what I watched a little bit of tonight. It's not the same. And I know I sound like an old, crotchety man. Get off my lawn. Those are antique cans. I can't. First off, the announcing chick is her voice is brutal. It's so hard to listen to. It's like grating. And then I watched the main event match, not the Royal Rumble, that's on now, but I watched the main event match for the championship between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, and it was the most tame, aside from one or two quick spots, one of the most tame ladder matches. It's like, go back and watch the Shawn Michaels Razor Ramon one. I feel like you're going to get better. You're going to get better spots. The ladder matches really peaked there in the 90s into the 2000s. It's just not the same, folks. But like I said, my loyal co-hosts and whatnot, of course, showing me support by running up against me, which is fine because maybe I won't let them in this fucking show when the Royal Rumble's over. How about that? But still, it is what it is. I hope they have fun being marks and watching the Royal Rumble. But we're going to talk New York Jets. We're going to talk football. And I had something on Tuesday night that I wanted to talk about, NHL related, pretty women related, that we'll talk about later in the show. I won't forget tonight. We have 2 hours. We're going to have a good time. Let me bring in my co-host for the evening, or at least, for the first part of the show here. I really appreciate him. He's used to co-host Jets Uncovered with myself and Tommy Jets, and he comes on this show all the time now, which I really appreciate, becoming just part of the normal crew of the Midnight Mike Show. Honest Abe, how you doing tonight?
Mike, what up, though? See, I didn't even know there's a wrestling thing going on. I don't think I've watched wrestling since the 7th grade. And that was
that's normal. That's normal.
Yeah, it was like 2001 or so. Like, when I watched wrestling, The Rock was The Rock. No one knew his real name back when I watched wrestling.
No, yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I grew up watching it in the 80s with Hogan and Savage and Andre and Warrior and all those guys. Jake the Snake, Ravishing Recruit. And I went all through into the 90s, into the 2000s. And I probably gave up in 2013 and then kind of gave it a little bit more time to around 2016, but it's just not the same. It's like the guys are not like larger than life anymore. They're just regular guys. Like, that's the thing, man. Like, if I went to a wrestling show in the 80s or 90s, I'm 6'2", okay? And almost all those guys would dwarf me. Now, if I went to that main event match, I bet you I am the same height, or the wrestlers are smaller than me who I was talking about. And then they just go by normal names. It's not the Undertaker and the Ultimate Warrior. It's Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. That doesn't excite me. It's a fake sport. And now I get it. I did professional wrestling, folks. Don't jump down my throat, those fans of professional wrestling. I did it. I understand that it actually is very physical and painful. I get that. But it's still a show. I just, at a certain point, if you don't have the larger than life superstars, and you don't have, all the crazy spots like that you had in the 90s with like the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian and all the blood and chair shots, it's just a bunch of guys playing pretend. You might as well go watch Cirque du Soleil or Disney on Ice.
Yeah, those that you just mentioned, those were the only names that really like came to my head. Like, that was the shit. Like, when I was into wrestling, like Hardy Boys, Too Cool was awesome. Fucking Rikishi.
Yep.
But that was it. But like you said, like, it was bigger names, at least, like Triple H and guys like that. Now I think Triple H is still in the game a little bit, but
Triple H runs WWE now.
All right, cool.
Well, in real life, he married Stephanie McMahon.
So that was the thing back when I watched it. Like,
yeah, and they really did get married.
Okay,
and now they have kids and everything, and Vince got pushed out because of all the allegations of him sexually assaulting people and whatnot. And now it's owned by the same people who own UFC own WWE now, but Triple H pretty much runs it.
I'll put it like this. I enjoyed wrestling when it was still WWF.
Correct. There was a big change when it became WWE, 100%.
Yeah.
Real quick, everybody, I'm seeing those numbers go up, so that means you guys are hitting the like button. I appreciate that. Jets Worldwide comes in, which I assume is Snowball, and he says men in underwear laughing. Yeah, I'll tell you, Murdog and Mets, they love watching oiled up men in tights roll around with each other and pretend fight. It's unbelievable.
It's funny. Like, I have a couple of teenagers, and my 13-year-old son is wrestling now and doing the real wrestling.
Yeah, real wrestling.
And it's so exhilarating watching your kid like doing that, like one-on-one, mano-a-mano wrestling like that. Like, I gets me so pumped up watching it. So if it was like real life and you had actually like a rooting interest for whatever reason, I can see like the exhilaration that's gonna come from behind it. But my God, the whole thing is goddamn scripted. Like, this Royal Rumble, everybody knows who's gonna win already. I couldn't name one guy that's partaking tonight, but
John Cena's making his big return, so I'm assuming that's who's going to win the Royal Rumble.
Probably, because that's the only name I've heard of. Like, is Stone Cold in this thing? Is he?
No. He hasn't wrestled in a long time. But you know who the first person out in the Royal Rumble was? Rey Mysterio.
I was gonna say, I know it wasn't Chris Benoit.
No. He's in hell rotting.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. New York Jets sports fan comes in, says Iron Sheik, Andre the Giant, Junkyard Dog. Hell yeah, that's who I grew up with right there. That's who I grew up with. Oh, me and Scott had a great conversation in the Discord today with DB and whatnot. What's up, Scott? Good to see you in here. Yeah, Infrared, WWF is greater than WWE. Exactly. WWF were the days WWE got cheesier and cheesier. Yeah, absolutely. Are any of them wearing the Asmaniac boxers? I have to tell you something. So Jake Asman, he'll chill anything. Like he'll put his show logo on anything. He'll take any sponsor that'll possibly call in. He will literally, if you give him $1, he will put you over and whatever. And he's admitted I'm not insulting him. He's a money whore.
It's literally what he does for a living.
Yeah, correct. So it's it is what it is. But Scott brought to my attention today that he put out Jake Asman boxer briefs.
No, bro.
And I'm sorry. It may have been a rib or a joke or whatever, but when I saw them, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I would never, I'd put out like panties and a bra that's at Midnight Mike Show, but I'm not sitting there putting out boxer briefs so that my logo or my face or my name is on some dude's junk or covering his ass. Like, I'm sorry. Like, and who would buy that?
Who would buy that? Like, I'll put my face on anything. But who in the hell would actually buy it?
If I put out Midnight Mike Show boxer briefs, I would judge the people who bought them.
Yeah, I'd question like their entire livelihoods.
Yeah, do you want to date me? Like, why is my show logo on your crotch?
I mean, you did mail me a pair of yours, and
yeah, well, no, but those are my personal pair, so smell them before you put them on.
Pre-worn, yeah.
Scott had me dying. Oh, here we go. We got a Jets chant in the house. Jets. Miguel Padilla, my buddy, comes in and gives 5 Midnight Mike Show channel memberships. And those people are going to be along with the current Midnight Mike Show channel members, Midnight Mafia, who are going to get early access to me watching, and you'll be able to watch along with me, the New York Jets Super Bowl 3, which I'm going to be doing before the Super Bowl next weekend, and I will put it out.
And free boxers.
Yeah, you'll win boxers with my face. No, they were saying that what we need to, Matty's avatar of Matty going like,
yeah.
They were saying we need to take that and put it on the front of boxers. And I said, well, that would be great, because then every time you have to take a piss, you have to put your dick out through his mouth.
It's absolutely perfect.
Oh, man. It is what it is. Adirondack, Superfly, Jimmy Snuka, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Ultimate Warrior. Those were my dudes. Hell yeah.
I don't have a feeling I know what tonight's top 5 is going to turn into.
No, we can't do that. We can't play into this game. We've already talked too much about fucking the Royal Rumble and WWE. Yeah, we need to move along here. I just want to get through a few of these comments. Todd coming in. What's up, Todd? How you doing? Miguel says, paying it forward, growing the Midnight Mike family. Thank you, Miguel. I love how this channel and this whole thing has been building. It's amazing. I'm very humbled by it, by the way. Remember the cartoon back in the 80s? Yeah, Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling. Road Warriors, British Bulldogs. No, he doesn't have, I don't think he has women's underwear. That would be straight. Men's boxer briefs are a little but it is what it is. And once again, I don't even blame Jake. I judge the people who bought them.
The only issue I really got is putting for him at least, putting Aaron Glenn's face and the phrasing that Aaron Glenn used in his opening press conference, and then him trying to make money off of that. That I got a little bit of an issue with.
Troy Holland comes in and says, hey, man, you think Caleb Williams will be any good? So I'm assuming that you're a new listener to the show. You're welcome to be here. Thank you for joining us. We're live every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and every Tuesday night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. But I will repeat this. This is my regular audience. No, I do not think Caleb Williams would be good. We said this, but when he was drafted last year, that we didn't think he'd be good. I just don't think it's not even that he doesn't have the athletic ability. It's that I don't think Caleb Williams has the mental fortitude, the toughness in his head to deal with the NFL, especially in a big city. When you're a guy who paints his fucking nails, and okay, if you wanted to paint him like black and join like Marilyn Manson, that's one thing, okay? But when you're painting him all these different pretty colors like my daughters do, and then when you lose a game, you go and cry in your mother's bosom, I'm just saying, it doesn't seem like you're that mentally tough, and I don't think that he's going to be able to handle that adversity. So that's my thoughts on Caleb Williams. What do you think, Abe?
Well, first off, real solid use of the word bosom. It's very,
Thank you.
very proud of you there. I think the dude's ultra talented. I do agree with you that between the ears, I'm pretty concerned. I think this year we're gonna see like big numbers from him. The Ben Johnson offense is going to be very interesting. Although without a strong offensive line, I would be a little concerned. But they invested in Caleb Williams' weapons, right? They invested in DJ Moore and DeAndre Swift and Cole Kmet and Keenan Allen. So I think we're going to see some big numbers from him. But like from a fantasy perspective, but I do think a lot of those are going to be like garbage time numbers when they're down 31-10 and they score 2 late touchdowns and things of that sort.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, and once again, it's he may have some big numbers or whatever, but like I said, I think the second there's a devastating loss or he performs really horribly, it's not going to be like the next week he bounces back. It's like it's going to affect him, I think, longer than other players.
Well,
some players can just bounce back from a bad performance.
We saw after the Hail Mary loss to Washington, like they didn't win another game until the last game of the season.
That's that. You know what? I didn't even think of that. That's absolutely true. That's horrible. New York Jets super van comes in. To be honest, there are too many Jets content creators, and I can't keep up. And they have, are doing prizes if you buy memberships. Yeah, technically that's illegal, especially if you have outside sponsors to your show. If you actually look up the FCC regulations and all that stuff, and that applies to YouTube also. But no, that's not how I roll. There's a lot of things that other shows do that the Midnight Mike Show doesn't do. One is block people. Two is ban people for comments that I don't like. I have no problem. People want to come in and shit talk me. Be my guest. Welcome to the show. Another thing is give out random prizes to bribe people to like my show. That's just not what I do. I'll give out stickers. I still got stickers, but I'll just send them out. I send them out for free. You know, anyone who wants them can email me. Here, look, check it out. I haven't done this in a long time. Folks. There you go. midnightmikeshow@gmail.com. And do I have any examples? God damn it. I should have examples, Abe.
Way to be prepared, Mike.
This is amateur hour, dude.
Unbelievable.
Okay, these are still in the package. I still have a package of these.
We just lost everyone. They're watching the fake wrestling instead.
There you go. You can get a Midnight Mike Show sticker for your water bottle, for your computer, for your car, whatever you want. I'll send it out to you. And I still have some of the old ones. Oh, here's one. I still have, these are very limited. So only these are first come, first serve. But this is the main Midnight Mike Show logo that I've used for years. And it's holographic. So I'll send that out. But email me right there, midnightmikeshow@gmail.com. I haven't done that in a while, and I feel like I should. Might as well, right? I got them sitting here. I just forgot.
What are you gonna do with them? Hey, you go up in a chopper and just start throwing them out into the crowd.
What crowd?
The
like a crowd outside my studio. There's just people like lining up like Woodstock.
Hell yeah. Live show in person coming. We're just gonna start throwing shit. I got a chopper.
Adirondack says, I'm sorry, but I can't have a dude's face on my nuts. That's a bit weird for the fly guy. To be fair, it's not, it's his show logo. It's his show logo, but still, I wouldn't want my logo over some dude's dick. Like, it's just not my style. Piper was my favorite wrestler. Yeah, Piper, not a great wrestler, but an outstanding performer and talker. That's what Piper was really good at. Wait, he's done that. He actually done that as a Bears fan. I never knew that. Yeah, he did that in college. It was his senior year of college that he lost a game and went and cried in the crowd on his mom's like breast or bosom, as I said earlier. All right, guys, let's get into some Jets talk. We got some stuff going on here. The Jets hire a new offensive coordinator in Tanner Engstrand.
Coach T.
What?
Coach T. That's way easier.
Yeah, there you go. Coach T, our new offensive coordinator. Once again, it was like a poach from the Lions. We got a couple guys here from the Lions, and you can tell, I believe, like you maybe the reason they lost that NFC Championship game is because Aaron Glenn's on the sideline, like recruiting people, being like, "Hey, Tanner, come with me. We're going to the Jets. Oh, by the way, hey, O-line coach Steve Hayden, why don't you come with us too? Because he was the tight ends coach over at the Lions, and he once again. I said this earlier, Abe. A lot of these guys, not only are they young, but they're also ex-players. So like Steve Hayden played, he was a 10-year vet, played with the Browns, and then coached for the Lions, Arizona. Okay, let's start with these offensive guys. Do you have anything that you know or any thoughts on either our new offensive coordinator or our new O-line coach?
There's a few things. First off, the new offensive coordinator, I absolutely love for a multitude of reasons. Coming from the Lions organization, learning under Ben Johnson and trying to come up with that sort of style of offense, I'm all for. The guy also he wasn't the play caller in Detroit, but he has play calling experience elsewhere. And while it's not the same, he did it in San Diego, University of San Diego. He did it with the DC Defenders in the whatever fake league that they created at that time of year. Regardless of what the league was, to be able to make those decisions and call those plays quickly like that is something that you need experience doing so. And so, yes, we're bringing in a first-time offensive coordinator, but not bringing in a first-time offensive play caller, I think is significant. I would like to see a veteran guy, somebody that's been around the league a while in that offensive position as some sort of assistant, kind of just help this guy out instead of having a whole slew of rookies in that position. So I would like to see a Todd Haley or something along those lines being brought in. The offensive line coach, I hear mixed feelings, right? Guy was a tight ends coach with the Lions, and then he was an assistant offensive line coach with the Arizona Cardinals a few years ago. The transition from tight ends coach to offensive line coach, I'm interested to seeing how that plays out and the reasoning really from Aaron Glenn why making that kind of move. But one hiring that has not been discussed at all, that is the only thing I'm very worrisome, is Chris Harris, the former safety, who was hired as the defensive backs coach and also as the passing game coordinator. That is worrisome. Because why are you bringing in a defensive guy who's going to coach your defensive backs to also be a major part of your offensive game plan? Why is that passing game coordinator not your quarterbacks coach? Why is it not Mark Brunell? Why is it not Todd Haley or something along those lines? Why is it the guy that's coaching your safeties also included as the offensive passing game coordinator? That's a little curious to me.
Well, I think a lot of that'll be hashed out as he signed as Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji get a quarterback coach in here and find out who their quarterback is going to be. And that's something that I think that this has gone on too long. We need to know. You can't build a team. You can't go into free agency. You can't go start getting ready for a draft without knowing what is the deal with Aaron Rodgers. And for that matter, what is the deal with Devontae Adams? Because they're like they're a package. Devontae's not going to want to stay with the Jets if Aaron Rodgers isn't here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I understand the coaching thing. You can hire coaches and all that stuff, but until we know that situation, I think free agency and preparing for a draft are going to be a disaster.
And Connor here says in the chat that he's the defensive pass game coordinator. I never even heard of that position. If that's the case, like I'm way more cool with it.
That makes more sense.
It makes a ton more sense. I've never seen that position before, so to speak. So I'd be good with it, and my entire rant can go out the window. Aaron Glenn's a genius. He's a G, and he's going to take us to the promised land, if that's all correct.
Well, the thing with that is, I also have to remember that Aaron Glenn did not come here to lose. Okay, so regardless of whether these guys are good or not, I believe that Aaron Glenn believes 100% in his soul that these are the right guys for these positions. And the fact that he's bringing a lot of these guys in from the team he was just with, the Lions, which, by the way, Scott Foster says, as a team that didn't win the playoff game ever, been vultured of so many coaches. Yeah, we're pulling a lot of coaches from a team that didn't win a playoff game.
Well, they won a couple the year before, and all those coaches were in place. And that's a lot of the reason why the Lions were a win-now team this year. That entire coaching staff, nobody got poached after last season. They were in the NFC title game against San Francisco last year. None of the guys got poached after that offseason. So this was the year for them to really make a splash, and they weren't able to do it.
Yeah, and Adirondack, I think this is going to be a very interesting story for next season, and I'll be interested to watch. It says going to be interesting to see how Dan Campbell recovers from his staff being wiped out.
Yeah, they promoted Kelvin Shepard, their linebackers coach, former linebacker, to defensive coordinator, first time DC there. And they brought. I don't think they elevated anybody to offensive coordinator yet in Detroit. So that's something to look out for. But it's going to be a completely different team. The players are still there. They're not losing any of the players, but the coaching staff. Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. When's the last time? All I can remember is the Patriots after what, like 01 or something, 02, to lose both offensive and defensive coordinator at the same time. And Connor's right. They did hire Johnny Morton as their OC. I think it's a terrible hire. I think they need somebody innovative and not just somebody very bland. But yes, when's the last time a team brought in, lost both their OC and DC in the same offseason?
Well, not only that, but they're losing their other coaches too. Like they're getting poached like crazy.
Antoine Randall is out. Their tight ends coach. Their offensive line coach got moved up. Hank Fraley was re-signed with a new title, so he's still there. But a lot of their defensive guys are gone now. A lot of their offensive guys are gone now. It's going to be pretty interesting here in Detroit.
Wild Wave comes in, says, "What's up, Mike? I see Connor in there, guys. Infrared, I see you in there. Thank you so much. I appreciate all you guys. Make sure you keep hitting that like button as you guys come in and out. If you haven't, go down and hit that thumbs up so I can watch my numbers go up. It's always nice. Real quick, before we get to the defensive side of the ball, Miguel Padilla comes in and says, looks like Garrett Wilson still wants to be traded. I don't believe this. I don't believe this. I think it's one of you. Every report that comes out about the New York Jets is clickbait material. And they know, and I've said this before on this show before, that these beat writers know that Jets fans are so loyal that they will continue to click and they will continue to talk about and they will continue to complain about everything that comes out about the New York Jets. So these guys will write anything to get you guys to click on the stuff. And talking about Garrett Wilson wanting a trade, boom, you're going to get 1 million clicks for that. I don't buy it. And until I hear something from Garrett Wilson himself, I just don't buy into it anymore. And I've kind of stopped bothering with these jobbers because that's what they are. A lot of these beat writers, a lot of these people who write for websites and whatnot, they're hacks. They're fucking hacks is what they are. And they'll write anything, even if it's an unnamed source or an anonymous source or blah, 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 or my cousin's brother's ex-roommates, whatever was at 31 Flavors last night. I'm sorry. It's bullshit. I don't know what you think, Gabe. That's just my thoughts.
Let me ask you this about the one coach that is being left over is Sean Jefferson, the receivers coach. To me, it says that that's a Garrett Wilson hiring, keeping, retaining move. Because what else has Sean Jefferson done? Like, what other receivers has come through the Jet system and has gotten better? Malachi Corley, Lazard, like who has?
Whoa. You're not insulting Alan Lazard, are you?
No, of course not. When he did catch the ball, that's on the coaching. When he didn't, that's on God. I understand.
All right, here we go. Connor, I hope I answered this question. Mike, why do you hate the Athletics bombshell? Serious question. I hope I answered that. And it's because they do it just for the clicks, because Jets fans are so fucking loyal that they will click on anything, and they know you will, and they'll write anything, and it's just a crock of shit. And I will never end calling them fucking hacks, because there's never names. There's never like, this player said this player's agent said this. It's anonymous source after anonymous source after all this bullshit. And that's how I feel about it. Guys, we have a big surprise for you right now. I didn't know if this was going to happen tonight. I really didn't, But ladies and gentlemen, let's bring in literally my brother at this point. I call him the Beavis to my Butthead, or the Butthead to my Beavis. Ladies and gentlemen, say hi to Matty. What's up, Matty?
Hey, everybody. I've missed you. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. How you
Dave,
doing?
good to see you. Good. Mikey, good to see you, bud. Love you. Thank you for all the kind words.
How's everybody doing, Matty?
Enduring, honestly, is the only way I can describe it. It's a total shit show.
Well, T's and P's, brother. T's and P's.
I appreciate it, but I just figured I'd take a few minutes, got a little quiet time for now to give a call in and say what's up and do a quick rundown of my thoughts on the last fucking 2 weeks that I've missed on you guys. Hey, Val. Hey, everybody. Hey, Miguel.
Well, Matty, real quick. Hold on. I need to know if Matty was what's the word? I don't want to say. I was just endeared when I heard this.
But here's what I do know: we're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
What do you think?
Lip service until I see otherwise.
Oh, you jerk!
What did we hear with Salah? It was, all gas. Here's the thing. I love the energy. I'm happy. I hope it works out.
I can't.
It's constant. It's we're gonna fix this. We're gonna change this culture. We're gonna. Then fucking do it already. Stop telling me you're gonna do it. Go out there and do it. You know what I mean? I think that I like the Glenn hire, but I don't know if hiring a head coach before a GM is a good idea. Hopefully they work well together, because if they don't and it's all lip service that they've got their little love fest going on, we are fucking screwed again for another 5 years. Other than that, I like both hires. I don't know. I've seen it all before. We're all excited. New regime, culture is going to change, and blah, 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 blah. Until I see the culture change, I just can't get as excited. We're also, 9 months away from football season? So,
my thing, Matty, is this. I think that Salah was a good example of what not to do. And you saw him come in and you saw how he acted as the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. And he's all crazy out on the field, slapping people around. And then he came in and he said, we're going to, new culture, all gas, no brakes. Yes, this, that, and the other thing. And then all of a sudden he became everybody's best friend. He wanted everyone to like him. Yeah, Aaron Glenn cannot make that mistake.
No, I hope he doesn't. But on the sidelines, he looked like a guy who was at his first time at a strip club. He's just staring at everything. And, one of the things that's really, to me, that is also sticking out is of the last 8 head coaches the Jets have hired, 7 of them have been first timers, and Adam Gase is the only one who wasn't. I know they're really hoping to catch that lightning in a bottle where, all right, this guy comes in, he just handles stuff as a first-time NFL coach. And Aaron Glenn does command the respect of players and everything else, but you know what? Don't tell me that the Jets are built for jack shit, because we were just as bad last year. We drank the Kool-Aid so hard before the season.
Matty, who would have you preferred? Arthur Smith?
No, I don't even have a preference. I'm just saying.
Who are the candidates out there? Everyone's talking about.
But Abe, I think what he's saying is it doesn't matter who the Jets brought in. It
doesn't matter until
he wants to see. Yeah, he wants to see results no matter who it is.
You know what I mean?
Everybody does.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I'm not bad-mouthing Aaron Glenn. I think he's great. He's a fine hire. I have no problem with it. But at the same time, show me that we're built for this shit. Because right now what I've seen is nothing but heartache and getting let down. And I think I would love to see Glenn do a great job. I would love to see him slapping dudes around and getting them in order. And I think he can. I do think he's capable. Will he? I certainly hope so. Muji, I don't know that much about the guy. But again, I really don't like the hiring of a head coach before a GM. I don't like that idea.
Yeah, I think that happened almost simultaneously.
Maybe it did, but they hired Glenn first.
Correct.
And then I think it was Tuesday and then Thursday they hired Muji. But I just feel like, I don't know. I can't get all rah and pump my pom-poms anymore for this team until I at least see 2 or 3 steps forward.
So I think you can only lose a press conference, right? Like 99% of the time, the press conference, it's a win. Everyone's hyped.
Like Duval.
That guy lost his press conference and probably the entire locker room before he even spoke to them. Adam Gase lost that press conference, right? Like those are the things you remember. There's very few times that are positive press conferences that you win. In Detroit, Dan Campbell, everyone remembers we're going to bite the kneecaps, right? But that's the only non-negative press conference thing I can ever remember that was successful. Like, do you remember Todd Bowles' press conference? I don't remember a damn thing.
No, I'll tell you whose press conference I do remember. Rex Ryan's. I'm not going to kiss Bill Belichick's rings.
Yeah,
and he came in and we saw 2 AFC championship games. So look, I'm not greedy. I don't need to look. I kind of have given up on my Super Bowl dreams with the New York Jets. But get us back to relevance. Get us back to an AFC championship game. Get us an AFC championship. And Jets fans will literally get on their knees and lick your balls forever if you do that for us.
All I want this year, is meaningful games in December.
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
That's all I want.
I don't expect anybody to come in and be the miracle worker. But again, like you said, Abe, relevancy. The Jets cannot be the laughingstock of the league by Thanksgiving again.
Oh, God.
Halloween.
Yeah, exactly. Halloween.
Well, then they went out one on Halloween, and then all of us had like that fucking getting hosed down in the boxcar scene from Schindler's List where we all had hope again.
Yeah.
You know what's bad? When the football season's over before baseball season's over.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, I like Glenn. I like what he had to say. I at the risk of sounding like I should be watching Fried Green Tomatoes, I've been hurt before by how many coaches? You know, it is just, as far as I'm concerned with the New York Jets, it is just fucking lip service until it's not.
Real quick, Infrared comes in. Infrared, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I love talking to you on Murdog Show. The Glenn hire is great. I'll root for him, but won't have my pom-poms up anymore. Wasting over $1,000 a year on this team as I used to. Yeah, that makes complete sense. And like I said, Matty, I don't know if you saw it. I think I said it when on the show where we talked about Aaron Glenn being hired. But just like Abe said, it's like, I just want, like, if we go 9-8 this year, I'll be thrilled. Yeah. Like I will be so happy because that means that we got close to Christmas with the season still mattering.
Just some progression. I need to see this team move forward.
Yes.
So last time the Jets, I'm taking Todd Bowles out of the equation because I don't really know his playing career. So I know he's technically a former player, but the last time the Jets brought in a first-time head coach, defensive player that actually played a significant role in the NFL was Herm Edwards. So there's, we talk about, this didn't work, but this time it's different, and I'm hoping I'm right. But this time it's different because it's not just a first-time defensive guy, first-time head coach as the guy now. Like, yeah, while that is all true, Robert Saleh wasn't a Pro Bowl player. Right? There's a different mentality, different respect players get, former players get from current players. It's the new thing. Dan Campbell's getting that respect. D'Amico Ryans is getting that respect. Like, those guys are getting that respect from the locker rooms and are able to build their organizations in different ways and quickly.
I hope you're right. I do. It's just when I hear people say this time it'll be different, all I could see is Louis Creed carrying Rachel's dead body to the Indian burial ground at the end of Pet Sematary. You know what I mean? It'll be different if it is different, but if it's not and it's the same shit, we're all going to be miserable again. Again, Abe, I love you, and I hope you're right. And I'm not trying to be contrary just to fuck with you because I don't see you enough at all. I miss you. But I just, like I say, this team is going to have to show me something that's a lot more than that. I do think you make a good point, though, on retired players having the respect, especially somebody like Aaron Glenn, who was a star for the Jets for a long time. And that helps, and I really hope that factors in. What I want to see more from guys like Aaron Glenn are, you don't want to hustle? Fuck out of here. Bye. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I think part of that is him being able to do that because he can go and say, I did it. Why can't you do it?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Listen, fellas, I got to sign off. I hate to cut it. As soon as Abe makes a good point, I'm like, fuck this. I'm out of here.
Yep.
But that's not it. But, duty calls. But I just wanted to pop in and let everybody know I am alive. I have not left the show. I still love all you guys. I pop in when I can. Thank you for all the kind words. I really have noticed them and appreciate them. I'm still around on Twitter if you want to just hit me up and talk shit there. Like I say, anything I can do from my phone is usually a lot easier for me. But that said, boys and girls, love you all. I'll let you guys get back to it, but thanks for letting me pop in real quick.
Matty, we love you. Have a good night. Anytime, buddy. Anytime.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate you.
All right. Real quick, Adirondack comes in and says they better extend Garrett Wilson as priority. I just ordered his fucking jersey. I only own a Corbett and Pennington jersey. Adirondack, I learned back in around 2000 that I will never ever buy another player jersey again, unless it's like a throwback, like when the Jets came back with these legacy jerseys in, what was it, 23, and they wore them a couple games a season. I got a Klecko just because I love Joe Klecko and I love the sack exchange. So I have not bought a new player's jersey since I bought a Testaverde, a Curtis Martin, and a Wayne Corbett back in '98, and since then I haven't bought a single jersey.
I think the big thing about jerseys is getting a jersey that you can wear 10, 15 years later down the road.
That's the point. Yeah.
I do have a Pennington. I have a Corbett. I do have the last Jets quarterback that won us a playoff game. I got a Mark Sanchez. And then I was gifted a Sam Darnold jersey. That jersey just sits in the closet. And I have a sauce. I got a sauce because I'm hoping to see him walking around the streets of Detroit one day.
Well, I've gotten other jerseys. Like I've been gifted jerseys. Like my family, I think it was my dad for one Christmas got me like a LaDainian Tomlinson jersey. And then he also, the year Brett played, he got me a Favre jersey. But I personally will not spend my money on any current players until they become Jets legends at that point, Oh,
I got a Revis too. My Revis jersey I can wear. I know you're not a fan because you went to the Patriots, but Revis to me.
I like Revis, but it's just that I could never put him up there with my loves, the Testaverde, Ken O'Brien sack exchange, Wesley Walker, Al Toon, Wayne Corbett, Nick Mangold. Like he just immediately it gets dropped a step for not only leaving the team. That's one thing, but going to the Patriots and winning a Super Bowl. Sorry, dude. Like that pisses me off. That still pisses me off.
Yep.
God damn it. We haven't even gotten to the defensive guys, have we?
Was just about to bring that up.
All right, let's do that. So we got our defensive coordinator, Steve Wilkes, coming in. He was the Panthers interim head coach and a 49ers defensive coordinator. Our linebackers coach, Aaron Curry, again, another former player, which, like I said, it just seems to be it seems like something Aaron Glenn likes to do here. A defensive line coach, Eric Washington, came from the Bears and Panthers and the Bills, actually. And our special teams coordinator, Chris Banjo, and he's another 10-year vet of the NFL, and was the assistant special teams coordinator for the Broncos. So we poached the Broncos on that one. Which ones do you like here, Abe?
So let me do this one first. The Chris Banjo hiring, I absolutely love. I think it's so strong in so many ways. The former player standpoint, you're going to gain respect and a different view and mentality of the game, of the position from a guy like that. Not just a guy that was a receiver and now he's coaching special teams. The dude was a special teams ace in the league. And on top of that, he wasn't just the assistant for the Broncos. He was learning under one of the greatest special team coaches of all time in Mike Westhoff. So he's getting the player's perspective of it and also one of the greatest coaches' perspectives of it, all built into one. I love the Chris Banjo hiring. I love the Steve Wilkes hiring also. And I said it last week, how Aaron Glenn's going to be able to come in there and say, hey, I'm overseeing the entire team. I need somebody there that I can trust, that can just run the defense, and I don't got to worry about it. Having a former head coach is also going to help level out Aaron Glenn when maybe he goes, I don't know what to do in this position, and has somebody that he can at least talk to about it that has been in that position in the past. Steve Wilkes will run the defense. He won't have to worry about anything else. When the last time he ran a defense was the 23 49ers that went to the Super Bowl and was not an all-time defense, but a very, very good defense. I'm really excited to see what Steve Wilkes can do because the pieces are there, right? The Williams brothers, hopefully Sherwood's back. Sauce is there. Jermaine Johnson hopefully coming back. Will McDonald. Like, we have the talent on the defense. It's a mentality.
I mean, we do need a few spots, but yes, we do have a very talented defense.
Every team that you're not playing Madden with no salary capping and you can just do whatever you want, right?
But to be fair, we have like nobody at the safety position. Like, our safety is probably one of our weakest, and we need to fix that.
We do, and the truth is, Aaron Glenn, if you look at what the Lions have done recently, they do have a couple free agent safeties, and Inkawakapalo, whatever the fuck his name is, from Syracuse a few years ago. He turned Kirby Joseph from a no-name third-round pick out of Illinois to a ball-hawking safety that does take out people's knees, and I think he's kind of dirty, but turn him into a Pro Bowl caliber player in the back end. I do think that if Aaron Glenn can specialize in one position, it's a safety that we could bring in that he can develop into a guy.
Wild Wave comes in. Look, I was just saying what I was saying, but yes, he says a few spots. Mike, we have 26 pending free agents. We need depth as well. Keep in mind, we're going to sign a lot of guys. Like, it's not like those 26 guys are all off the team. You know, we're going to be bringing a lot of guys back and hopefully improving at other positions. But when I said a few, I mainly wanted to bring up the safety position because that needs to be addressed. And the run stop. Like, we need guys who can stop the run immediately.
Yeah, I'm hoping with the 7th pick, we take this kid Mason Graham out of Michigan. Not because I'm a Michigan fan, but because that kid is an absolute run stuffer. And I mean, honestly, it's our run defense thought that we were playing flag football the entire second half of the season.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They how many guys would get their arms like on a guy, around a guy, or touch a guy, and the guy just keeps going. Like, and almost there's very few people on our defense who weren't guilty of that at some point last season.
No, get Michael Clements the hell out of here. I never want to see his ass again. Get Javon Kinlaw the hell out of here. That guy's an absolute bum. Solomon Thomas, see ya. He'll never play again for us. Jermaine Johnson coming back. That's going to be huge. He's a great run defender. We missed that significantly this year. But we're going to need some big bodies up front.
Absolutely. And now the funny thing is we went into last season so worried about our offense and our offensive line. And now just one season later, it's completely switched because we have like 4 out of the 5 offensive linemen coming back. And they were decent when they were healthy and together. We have 2 outstanding running backs. We have, as of now, 2 outstanding wide receivers in Devontae and Garrett. We should have a Hall of Famer at quarterback with Aaron Rodgers. It's like, it's a completely different thing than last year. But once again, that's something that needs to be addressed almost immediately because we can't even sit there and build the team and get safeties and get, run stoppers and all this stuff. We can't do that until we know what Aaron and Devontae are doing. Like, I don't see how they can't make this a ridiculous priority on their list because whether we have them or not, it doesn't fucking matter. I mean, it does matter, but it doesn't matter in the fact you need to know yes or no. We have to know this.
I think what it comes down to, does Aaron Rodgers retire? If he retires, obviously he's gone, and I think Devontae leaves that also. If Aaron Rodgers says that he's continuing to play, I think he's a Jet, and I think Devontae says, "All right, let's do this thing one more time. We'll get a full off season together."
Yep.
Because really, I know it's kind of like making excuses, but Aaron Rodgers hasn't had that full healthy off season with the Jets. Like, last year was a lot of recovery, and we saw him playing hurt for the first half of the season as he got healthier. Obviously, the first year was the trade, so there's a lot of time that was missed. This potentially has the first off season for him to have a full healthy training camp and everything with the team. Have Devontae there, and let's just fucking do this thing. Like,
yeah.
Go for it. Who cares?
Well, that's another thing.
What do you got to lose? What do you have to lose?
Well, I'll tell you what we have to lose. We could go 1-17 or 1-16.
Whatever. And then we'll get the top quarterback. We'll get
someone that wrote that earlier. They said, I hope that this year we play great, but somehow still lose enough games to get a top quarterback in the 26th draft.
Look, I'm glad that we're not positioned to get a top quarterback in this draft because I think
a wasted year.
I think Shedeur Sanders is an absolute bum. That guy's trash.
No, it was a wasted year. Think about it. It's like, imagine being the Giants or it's the Titans.
Titans pick first. I believe the Patriots. Oh, Browns pick second. Giants third. Patriots.
So like, imagine being the Titans, the Browns, and the Giants, and you just went through that fucking shit season, and your best option is Shedeur Sanders, and then there's like one or two other guys, but pretty much any of your top quarterbacks are just not going to be what anyone thinks will be a franchise quarterback going into the future. Like, imagine being one of those teams or a fan of one of those teams.
Does Cleveland draft a quarterback at 2?
I mean, I don't know what they're doing with why can't I think of his name?
Watson.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
But he's out all of this year, retore his Achilles, so he's out for the entire season.
Oh, yeah, that happened to yeah.
So
why wouldn't they draft a quarterback? They don't have anybody. Or trade for somebody.
Do you just ride with Jameis Winston for another year?
Maybe go for Sam.
Maybe Sam stays and they try and make a move for JJ McCarthy. Maybe
with the way that Sam played in those final 2 games that actually meant something. I just don't see there being a lot of faith. Like, yes. Oh, so Sam has proved himself good enough to get you a, top seed in the playoffs.
Right.
But those last 2 games were both playoff games regardless. Okay. So that game against the Lions for the number 1 seed, he blew it. Then they go into the playoffs and he blew it. Throwing all over. He was overthrowing. He looked horrible.
The moment was too big for him. Maybe Kirk Cousins ends up in Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of guys out there who you could pull, but I mean, I don't know, man. That's rough. I feel bad for these teams. I hate, and it's, you want to know what it is? It's because when you actually look at those teams, I don't have anything against the Titans, the Browns, or the Giants. It's until you get to the Patriots at number 4. That's where I start to have a little bit of a fucking problem.
Well, I think somehow, some way, we're going to see 2 quarterbacks and Travis Hunter picked in the first 3 picks.
You see, wait, I'm sorry, say that again.
We're going to see the 2 quarterbacks, Sanders and Cam Ward, along with Travis Hunter, the receiver cornerback out of Colorado. Between those 3 guys, those are going to be the top 3 picks in some way, shape, or form, which is beneficial because that means the Patriots don't get Travis Hunter, who I think is an absolute stud.
Yeah, because I mean they're not too worried about getting a quarterback because I think they're pretty confident in Drake May.
Yeah, they're not, and now even if they weren't like super confident, they drafted him 3rd overall last year. They weren't going to take another quarterback here at number 4 overall.
Yeah. What is that? Havmo 63. Hey guys, if A-Rod announces his retirement, it's because AG and company decided to move on. You think that would be the case if he does announce his retirement?
No, not necessarily. I think it's going to be a conversation with them. I don't think that Aaron Glenn's going to tell Rodgers like, "Hey, we're done with you. Balance the league." I think Rodgers has garnered enough respect around the league. And again, Aaron Glenn, former player, understanding Aaron Rodgers' position possibly more than even a Ben Johnson type, right? Not the player mentality of it. So I do think that they're going to have those conversations, and because of what else is around there, they're going to say, "Hey, if you want to be here, this spot is yours to have." I don't think Aaron Glenn's going to come in here and call Aaron Rodgers and be like, "Bro, we don't want you no more. Where do you want us to trade you to?" I don't see that conversation happening.
I don't either. I think the only thing that would get Aaron Rodgers off this team is his own ego, because I think Aaron Glenn ain't going to take shit. So Aaron Glenn is not only a player who was went to numerous Pro Bowls and whatnot, so he could go right up to Aaron Rodgers and say, "Hey, listen, you're talented. You're a Hall of Fame quarterback. We want you to be our quarterback, but let me just explain how this is going to work. This is my team now. It's not your team. If you throw your arms up and start having your little temper tantrums on the field. I'm sitting you down in tie rods taking snaps. Same goes with Garrett. If Garrett goes on the sideline and starts throwing a temper tantrum, boom, you're sitting down and we're bringing in, so we'll put someone else. I am not going to put up with nonsense from anybody. And I said that, I believe it was last Saturday night. The second Aaron Glenn shows any weakness to any player, the other players will see that, and that will be the turn where Aaron Glenn, basically loses control. He needs to come in hard-nosed and tell people how it is, and if they don't like it, they can sit on the bench. It's that simple.
Quarterback is a different position than any other, so I don't see a path where even if Rodgers gets upset, like during a game, throws his hands up, I don't see Aaron Glenn saying, "Hey, take a seat for a drive."
Yeah, I'm not saying like the first time he does it, but I can remember several times this past season where Aaron Rodgers was blaming somebody else, throwing his hands up, being like, "Rrr," and it's like, that doesn't help anything. Like, that doesn't help anything. Take your shit to the sideline and talk about it. Don't sit there and do something where it embarrasses another person on the field or makes it look like you're trying to blame someone else on the field. Like, I think that is completely unacceptable. And many Jets were guilty of that last year, including Aaron Rodgers.
And that, again, like you said, that comes from coaching, right? That's the mentality around the locker room. And, people talk about culture all the time. Really, culture is winning, right? You win and it's a good culture. You lose and it's a bad culture. Like that's really what it comes down to. Like, look at the Cleveland Browns. When they have good years, Kevin Stefanski, it's a great culture. When they have bad years, Kevin Stefanski, terrible coach, is a terrible culture. Like, it all comes down to winning. Is what culture really means. But I do think Aaron Glenn is going to go in there knowing that he's got nothing to lose right now, knowing that while he's the new guy in town, he's also got the long-term deal. So he's going to be the one that's going to be there. And if guys like if Breece Hall has Debbie Downer face written all over him, all right, see you. We'll put Braylon Allen in here. Breece, you'll be inactive for week 7 because you want to play these games. Like, I can see that happening.
Real quick, Dario comes in and says, when have the Browns had a good year? I don't remember. I'm going to actually look that up right now. When
Stefanski has won Coach of the Year.
I mean, last year they had a great year. They went to the playoffs. Remember how great Joe Flacco was playing? All right, let's see here. Okay, so the last time they finished with a winning record prior to last year was 2007. They went 10-6. So that's
hold on. In 2020 they won 11-5.
Oh boy, well then that's wrong. That was Google AI. So I guess Google AI doesn't know shit.
Yeah, they went. Let's see. Yeah, last year was a down year, 3 wins, 11 wins the year before. 7 wins, 8 wins, 11 wins. Look, you're not thrilled with 7 or 8 wins, but honestly, as Jets fans, like, I'd kill for 7 wins.
Yeah, right. Or 8. Let's say 8. We've had a couple 7-win seasons recently. Let's say 8. 8 is where we have to draw the line.
All right.
Real quick, Lane Kerner comes in, and the Lane train says, "I want the Edges to win the Super Bowl." Me too. Like Will McDonald. Jermaine Johnson, those guys coming, just sacking the quarterback. I want them to win the Super Bowl too, Lane. They almost beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. That's what we said. The same thing, Tiff. We said the same thing. As soon as it came up, I was like, yeah, they went to the playoffs last year. I remember rooting for them. I remember saying last year I wanted to see a Browns Lions Super Bowl. And of course that didn't happen because every time I cheer for a team, they lose. But it is what it is. Sal, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Don't even start with me. You see that one, Abe?
Yeah, Devontae to the Bills.
Yeah, I'm not having that at all.
No, the Jets won't make that move. He's under contract with the Jets. They're not releasing him.
That's true. Yeah, they're not going to let him go to a division rival.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Abe, how much time do you have?
Plenty, bro.
Okay, because we got to go to an intermission report, and I think this would be the first time that you'd be involved in taking part of what we like to call
Mike and Matty's top 5.
Mike and Matty's top 5. Yes, it's still called that. Matty joined us a little earlier on the show, so I hope everybody appreciated that. He will be back as soon as possible. Me and the guys in Discord have been in constant contact with Matty, and he really does want to be back doing this. But for those of you who are new, we hit the intermission report. It's a little, 20-second little blip. We come back, and what we do is we take your suggestions for a top 5 list in the comments. It doesn't have to be football. It can literally be anything, but it has to be generic. Why does it have to be generic? Because me and Abe on the spot have to come up with our top 5 in our heads, or I write it down on some notebook paper, whatever. We have to come up with a top 5, but we also want you guys involved in the comments section. So we want something. We've done top 5 ice cream flavors. We've done top 5 Christmas movies around Christmas. We've done top 5 football jerseys. Things like that is what we're going to do. So what we're going to do, like I said, is before we get to it, we've got to officially head to our intermission report. So let's do that right now.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
Abe, I'm telling you, I'm running out of paper. I've got to get new notebooks and whatnot because I am running out of paper to be able to do these top 5 lists. Let me pop over into the comments section, guys. We need our top 5s. Let's see what we got. This has nothing to do with it. Ted says the Bills fans are reason I cheered for the Chiefs last Sunday. No, as a Jets fan, I could never do that. Never in a million years. I actually rooted for the Chiefs. I said it last week. I would rather the Chiefs win 10 fucking Super Bowls in a row than watch the Bills win even one. Like, that's how it is. Miguel comes in. Abe was right. Top 5 favorite old school wrestlers.
Told you.
Yeah, no, we kind of saw that one. We'll see. Lane, you have to be more specific on this one because wait, what happened there? We have to be more specific on this one because we've done a bunch of foods. We did top 5 Thanksgiving foods. We've done all that shit. Tiffany comes in, says that's unfortunate for you, Ted. Maybe your team will make the playoffs and you don't have to root against the Bills. Yeah, I'm never rooting for the Bills. Never going to happen. Top 5 favorite actors. That's interesting. I think I like that. That's something I think we could do. Scott, you might have gotten it right there. Top 5 worst Jets draft picks. I can't do that.
We had a whole draft for this.
Yeah, but we're going to be doing that again this offseason, Abe. And I want to, we're going to hold off on things like that. Things that have to do specifically with the Jets. And then this one, Ted, is tough because I'll tell you one, but it's all imaginary. You know what I'm saying? It's like we could make up anything. But I would tell you right now, number 1 would be 1998, the New York Jets versus the Minnesota Vikings, because that's what it should have been.
I think the Jets Packers in 2010 or the 2010 season, that should have been it too.
I think we're going with Scott. I like this top 5 favorite actors. And once again, folks, I'm gonna try to not have anything political in my mind. Because unfortunately, Hollywood is a pile of shit right now. And it has been for years. But I'm just going to literally try to think of actors that I like and pop them in. And I have one right away that is probably my number 1.
My top 2 were like super, super simple.
All right, I got one. I got 2, but I don't want to put that guy on my list. You know what? I haven't thought of television.
Oh,
In my head, I'm just thinking like movies.
yes, so am I.
But guys, start putting your top 5 favorite actors in the comments section so that we can check it out and see what you guys think while I try to rack my brain.
Unless you want to keep it 2 movies, and this way you can have a TV show version at another time.
Oh, that's interesting. That's not a bad idea. Now, a lot of them have done, have crossed over.
Right. But it would be like, for example, Steve Carell, right? Like, I love him in The Office. I think his movies are garbage.
Yeah, a lot of his movie. I mean, there's a few of them I've liked, but I definitely think he's much better in The Office.
Right.
Scott says that he was thinking movies. Okay. Well, we'll try to go movies. Scott. But yeah, we'll try to go movies. I actually have movies behind me.
Your movies are going to be very different than mine, Mike. I know it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that doesn't really help me. I have one on here that's so random that I don't think anyone's even going to get, but the 2 movies that he's in that I know of, I really like him in, and they're 2 of my favorite movies. And they're horror movies, so people are going to be quite confused.
Right.
And once again, I want to point out to anybody watching this for the first time, we come up with these on the spot, and it's not a set in stone list. Okay. And by the way, I'm also not doing women because he said actors. And we did last week, we did top 5 hot celebrity actresses. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Which, by the way, you know who I missed on that, who wasn't even brought up at all in any of the comments section or anything? Christina Applegate.
Oh, interesting.
She was gorgeous on Married with Children. Not only that, but Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, Anchorman, things like that. So
I'm crossing one off.
guys, you aren't helping me in the comments section. Give me your top 5 favorite actors right now so that I can kind of see some of these. Help me out. I have 5 that I would be okay with saying.
I have 5 too. I'm just trying to write down the movies. Oh man, I just saw another really good one. Damn it. Yep, taking this guy out to put this guy in.
Real quick before while he finalizes his list, Infrared comes in and says current situation: Jermaine Johnson is still being held by the Chiefs left tackle from 2 seasons ago.
Yeah. Oh, what's that?
Infrared, that is what we are doing. We are doing top 5 actors, and we're kind of going male and movies. Okay, so that's what we're kind of, because like Abe said, in the future, you look spooky. You got a light on and you got the shadow behind you. It looks like you're about to tell a story around a campfire, like a ghost story. Oh,
Mike,
Scott Foster coming in. Number 1, Jeff Bridges.
Stop distracting me.
All right, sorry. I'm just going to throw him up on the screen without mentioning them because I don't want him to get distracted. Yes, like that one, Infrared. I haven't seen enough. I've seen enough, but Double R, he seems like the kind of guy who, when we, like last week when we picked top 5 hot women actresses, if this was a Jet show with 2 women hosts and they did top 5 hot male actors, then I feel like that he'd be on that list. Not that he's a bad actor. I liked him in Interview with the Vampire, Fight Club. I'm not the biggest fan of Fight Club like most people are. Scott says number 2, Tommy Lee Jones. Oh, Lane. Oh, Bill Murray. Okay,
I think I have a really good blend here also.
Okay, Bill Murray is going to be on one of my honorable mentions because I love so many things that Bill Murray has done, and it's like Ghostbusters and all that stuff. Everyone knows like Caddyshack and
Hog Day.
Yes, Groundhog Day. But for me, his best movie ever was What About Bob?
I never.
Oh,
nope.
Abe, I could not recommend What About Bob more to you.
No, I love Bill Murray in Space Jam. That's my guy.
All right, let's start going through our list. Like I said, I have Bill Murray as an honorable mention, and I also put in, even though he's turned into a fool, Robert De Niro as an honorable mention because I love tons of movies he's been in, and I even love his comedic roles in like Meet the Parents and stuff like that. Do you have any honorable mentions before your top five?
Yep, I got two. They're pretty much the same person. Jason Statham and old Bruce Willis.
Oh, Bruce Willis.
Only because of Die Hard. Everything else is trash.
Oh, I love Die Hard though. I love Die Hard.
I love Die Hard, man. Christmas movie?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely a Christmas movie.
As a non-Christmas person, I just love Die Hard.
Oh, no, absolutely. It's a great movie. Double R, Tom Hanks, absolutely. Although, once again, he's one of those people. Miguel Padilla comes in, says, Jeremy Irons, Daniel Day-Lewis, Al Pacino, John Leguizamo, Sean Connery. I loved John Leguizamo. And now he's turned into such a fruit too. Like it sucks. It just sucks that these people just fucking act. Like you remember back in the day when you'd watch like Johnny Carson and he'd have fucking whoever on the couch and he's talking back and forth with them. Not once did they ever get political and start trashing a political like half the country. Like it never happened.
Nope. Stay in your lane, bro.
And of course, David Spread, always a big one. Scott Foster, Clint Eastwood. Can I call Dave Chappelle an actor? Yeah, man. He's done a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
He's more of a comedian. But okay, let's do our number fives.
All right.
I'll start off because my number five is going to be someone that nobody's gonna know who I'm talking about unless you're really into horror. And his name is Tom Matthews. And he was in Return of the Living Dead. And he was also in Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. And I like the way he carries himself. He also came back recently and did a fan film for Friday the 13th that you wouldn't know was a fan film if you watched it. You thought it was made by a studio. That's how well it's done. But I always loved those two movies, and he was in both of them, so I had to put him on my list. Are there a lot more actors I probably like more than him? Sure. But his special place in my heart, had to put him on the list. Who's your number five, Abe?
For me, number five, I got Liam Neeson. The Taken movies, Schindler's List, everything that's kind of just like Taken, all that stuff. I mean, that dude he has such an iconic voice.
Yep.
And, all that stuff, everything he does, like I can't.
He was also Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that guy is he's in one of the most underrated all-time greats.
Yeah. Oh, great actor. Another person who has, speaking of great voice, great actor, who is not on my list, he might be on yours. I don't necessarily feel like I should. Does a lot of his voice is iconic. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I believe so. I believe I know who you're talking about. He's not on my list.
Does it start with an M?
Who I'm thinking about? Yes.
Okay, Morgan Freeman. I'll say it then.
Yeah. I mean, that's even everything.
My number four, this is also kind of a joke pick, but I just love his stuff so much, mainly because of one character, but I like some of his other characters too. Sacha Baron Cohen. Like I can watch him as Borat over and over, even if I've seen Borat or I've seen the clips from his show, from like the Ali G show or whatever it is. It's like, I can watch those clips with even before he did the movie Borat, and he used to do all those like little shorts, and he did tons in Britain and he did tons in the US, like never not funny. Like I love him as Borat. I can watch it over and over and over again. It's still funny to me.
That scene in Borat where he's chasing the dude around butt naked, looking for Pamela Anderson, is the first time I cried in a movie theater.
Dude, I cry. I feel like I had tears in my eyes through half that movie. Like it was the little things, like when he's talking to the feminist group, and he's like, I could not concentrate on what this old man was saying, and it was just a woman. Or when him and Azamat get in that naked fight, and his literal taint is in his face, and you can't fake that.
No.
Like he really, when you talk about giving it your all, giving it 100% for your craft, that's giving it 100% for your craft. Like, I don't want to hear any actor say they've given it 100% for their craft until they have the actor who played Azamat's taint in their face. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, he's a G. He's a G. Number 4, I got Bradley Cooper. I think he's underrated. I think he does a lot of very different types of roles. Yep. Love him in Hangover, right? You got the comedy type aspect from there. American Sniper was a fucking badass movie based off real life. I was able to play a role like that. The Silver Lining Playbook, based out of Philadelphia, was able to play a role like that. I think he's so. What is that other one where he takes the pill and becomes real smart? I'm forgetting I'm forgetting the name of it. But anyway, he's so well rounded, and he just seems like a dude. Also, like Bradley Cooper seems like a guy that I just want to go and grab beers with and like watch a ball game.
Hell yeah. My number 3. My number 3 is going to go. I'm going really old school on this. And if you haven't seen Casablanca, you need to go see it. Humphrey Bogart is just such a badass, old school, golden age of Hollywood actor. Almost nothing can beat it. It's like just such a badass, like badass before badass existed, was Humphrey Bogart. So he's my number 3. Who do you got?
My top 3 are all they're all household names, right? Liam Neeson, everybody knows. Bradley Cooper, everybody knows. My top 3 are guys that you close your eyes and you know right away. Number 3 is Tom Hanks. Again, because so many of the movies I just absolutely love. And this is going back to the 80s, right? You go back to Big, and then the Forrest Gump and the Castaway. I mean, who else can do a movie like Castaway pretty much all by himself with him the volleyball? Like, there's nobody else that can fill that role like Tom Hanks. I think the dude just, I mean, there's so many good things with Tom. And I know it's chalk, right? Like, Tom Hanks is very, very chalky. I don't give a shit. I love Tom Hanks.
Well, even, Double R just said what I was going to say. The Burbs. Love Tom Hanks in The Burbs. He's Saving Private Ryan. Yep. Dude, Tom Hanks definitely has had an outstanding career.
You could have done a top 5 Tom Hanks movies.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And everyone would have known the movies you were talking about. Like, that's how many good movies he's done. My number 2 is the star of Halloween 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6, Donald Pleasance. Now, he's done many other things, including James Bond movies and whatnot, but him as Dr. Sam Loomis, he committed to that role. And for such an acclaimed actor to not only take that role, but then still be going 110% by the 4th, 5th, and 6th sequels and like screaming in people's faces. Like, I love Donald Pleasance. So that's mine. My number 2.
Number 2 for me, Denzel. Like Training Day, Remember the Titans, like John Q. Like Denzel's just like, he's just like a dude, bro. Like Denzel, like just an absolute god when it comes to this stuff. Nothing he made. What's that? Flight, which is a stupid movie, but was still so good because of him. Like everything that guy touches turns into gold. If I was an actor, I would try and attach myself to everything Denzel does because everything is good. There's that other one with the Columbia, the cocaine. I'm just blanking on the name, but dude was so good in it. Should have probably won awards. Might have won awards. I honestly don't even know. But Denzel's just like awesome at everything.
Scott agrees with you. Miguel comes in and says William Dafoe, especially in Boondock Saints. Hey, you know when William Dafoe dresses like that woman in Boondock Saints?
Yep.
With the glasses and the wig. Did you ever watch Saved by the Bell?
Of course.
Okay, you remember the episode where Zach dresses up like a girl to date Screech?
Yes.
Dude, the same. If you take that William Dafoe and that Zach Morris, they look identical.
That's
It's
awesome.
so creepy. So creepy.
That's
Oh,
fantastic.
fuck yeah, dude. The Hurricane. Great
Yep.
movie. Great
Yep.
movie. Didn't even think of that.
Again,
Go, Scott.
Denzel's the guy you could have done top 5 movies.
Yes. Well, there's a few. I mean, there's a few guys who you could literally like name 5 of their movies and everyone knows whether they've seen them or not, but they know the movie.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot Mel Gibson. Love Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson was a son of a bitch.
I'm not such a big fan.
Oh yeah, because he was drunk. It's no big deal. He was drunk, Abe. You can't deny his skills in What Women Want with Helen Hunt. Whoa, there goes the camera. And you know who else was in What Women Want? Marissa Tomei.
Now we're talking.
She's always beautiful. All right, we're down to our number ones, and my number one is I mean, it's so many goddamn good movies, but the thing that makes this guy my number one is you feel like when you watch him act, especially as a one specific character, that and he's done this character 6 or 7 times, you feel like it's really him. And I didn't like really meet him, but I got to see him filming in Philadelphia. And the way he deals with fans, the way he just tries to sign everyone's autographs, shake everybody's hand, and then you watch him in the movies, and he truly feels like a guy you want to love, Sylvester Stallone. I love him in every Rocky movie. I think he was genius in Rocky 1. I think that Rocky Balboa was just outstanding. Like, you really felt for him now that Adrian had died and his son didn't really want anything to do with him. And you feel Sylvester Stallone, even in Creed. But now I'm watching Tulsa King, and oh my God, like I'm falling in love with the dude all over again. Like, so Sly, man, Sylvester Stallone is my number one.
So my number one is very loved or very hated. And there really isn't much in between. I have a feeling you're not going to agree with my number one pick, Mike. I have a feeling you're on the hate side of it.
We'll see.
But this guy, he's one of us. He's one of us, and not who you're thinking. The one of us to me is Adam Sandler. I love Adam Sandler, mostly because that's my childhood movies, right? Yeah, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Waterboy, The Wedding Singer.
Yeah.
Just absolute iconic roles in his way. Now, yes, granted, there's been some duds along the way. He was very good in that drama movie with Kevin Garnett a couple years ago, the one where he's a jeweler. But Adam Sandler is just the guy that keep putting stuff out, and every time, like, I know I'm going to laugh. I love Adam Sandler, especially the old stuff, like the old stuff, the mid-90s stuff.
But even here, Lane comes in and says Big Daddy, and then I was thinking Mr. Deeds.
Yep.
Love Mr. Deeds.
It's kind of like a decade time frame. If you go between like 95 and 2005 for Adam Sandler, like that's like just the absolute peak of what he did. And those movies I can go watch Big Daddy right now and love every second of it.
Well, Double R has the one that I can watch at any point of any day, Wedding Singer.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. For me, I mean, I'd like to say one of them, but realistically, Big Daddy, I remember when Waterboy came out, I'll never forget this. I didn't see it in theaters. Was it like 98 or so? I was 9 years old. It came out in Blockbuster. I remember going to rent it, and in Blockbuster, you used to get movies for a week long, except for the new ones. Those you only got for 3 days. We rented it for those 3 days. I watched it 10 times in those 3 days. Waterboy, to me, is like the number one movie of all time.
Really? See, for me, Waterboy was one that I never really was able to get into, but I loved Happy Gilmore. I loved Billy Madison. I loved The Wedding Singer. I love Mr. Deeds. I mean, I know there's more, but Waterboy never did. And did I ever tell you that my cousin starred as his daughter in one of the movie he did with Chris Rock on Netflix? Maybe
no
5 years. I
saw that movie. Yeah, they're making a wedding.
Yeah, it was okay, but so he had his daughter who was getting married,
right?
And then he had the younger daughter,
yeah,
That's my cousin. She was the flower girl at my wedding.
Oh shit, that's
Sir.
That's pretty crazy.
Very talented actress she is. Oh, look, there you go. People are still coming down. Little Nikki, the longest yard.
Oh, love the longest
yard. Adam Sandler is fucking crazy.
Yeah. So Grown Ups.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, I actually liked those movies.
See?
Yeah. Like I didn't think I would. I thought that was past the time, like where his time had run out. And then I ended up watching him. Well, at least the first one, and being like, hey, like this is a pretty funny movie.
Yep.
But to be fair, it also could have been that nostalgia of dealing with him and Chris Rock and David Spade,
and Snyder and all those guys. And the truth is, in those grown-ups movies, the best parts of those movies are not the roles that they're playing. It's when they're all sitting around just making fun of each other. Like I love that stuff. So those are the good parts of that movie. But yeah, I mean, he's still doing that. Happy Gilmore 2 coming out. Can't wait.
Yes. I keep seeing fucking Shooter McGavin tweeting as Shooter McGavin on Twitter about the movie and like shitting on Adam Sandler. Like once again, is it going to be good? It's probably going to be a letdown, but I'm very excited to get a bowl of popcorn and sit down and watch it.
I can't wait to watch it. My wife said no, she ain't going to do it. She's like, it's going to be stupid. I'm like, I know.
No, but do you think the girl from Modern Family, who was his love interest in Happy Gilmore, is going to be in Happy Gilmore 2?
Maybe as his wife already?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Could be.
We'll see. I know his grandma couldn't be in it because that lady's got to be gone by now. As a matter of fact, I just saw her in Twin Peaks. I'm watching Twin Peaks for the first time, the TV show. And
she was she like Meet the Parents or something? No, or she was in Wedding Crashers. She was in Wedding. I can do it myself, asshole.
Okay, you might be right on that one.
I think it's her. Someone fact checking. I think it's her.
Well, for those of you who are new and have stuck through that is what we call
Mike and Matty's Top 5
with Honest Abe. And we will be back in 1 second, and we're going to start taking your calls after we get out of the intermission report.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
All right, here we go, folks. I'm going to pop down in here, although I don't know who's going to be able to call in, but I definitely will drop it in. If you want to give a call into the show, you want to give me a hard time, you want to give Abe a hard time, feel free, because the link is now in the comments section, and I'll repost it again in a little while. But let's see here. Johnny Boy's in here. Oh, yeah, Lane, Kevin James. But Kevin James was actually in that movie, from what I'm to understand, to replace what would have been Chris Farley's role.
Yeah, I mean, but I agree with you, but also Chris Farley was dead for 15 years before the movie came out.
No, correct. But I think I remember reading that they all said, like, this is how, because him, Rob Schneider, Chris Rock, David Spade, and Chris Farley were like a unit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, had he been alive, that would have been his role. But I think that Kevin James did a great job. And I love Kevin James. King of Queens is a great show. Leah Remini, hot, hilarious. Can't deny that.
I'm a psycho now.
What is good, guys? What's up, Johnny Boy? How you doing tonight? Good to see you, buddy.
There's a lot of names that we left out, like a tremendous amount of names.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was popping them on the bottom of the screen. A bunch of people we missed that people were talking about.
Yeah. Ben Stiller.
Dude, I just rewatched There's Something About Mary, and it holds up. But it's not even necessarily Ben Stiller. You know who is like the star of that movie?
Brett Favre.
True. Matt Dillon.
Yeah.
He is so funny in that movie.
Yep.
Like, holy crap. Yeah, Johnny, we did top 5 actors thanks to Scott, and it was a good one. I don't understand this one. 99 bottles of beer on the wall. Not fully getting that one. But let's see what Connor says, and then we're going to bring in some of our callers. Mike, do you know you can pin the call and link at the bottom of the chat so you don't have to keep it? I know, but I don't know exactly how to do that, Connor. I don't know. DM me the exact way to do it. Like if you have to do it on YouTube, I'm never on YouTube. I'm always running through StreamYard. But if you can pin it through StreamYard, DM me because I'm sure we follow each other on Twitter and tell me how to do it. Yeah. But all right. This guy, I believe, is either still watching the Royal Rumble or it is just over. Let me drop that. But yes, Connor, please get that to me. I would really appreciate that because I always have wanted to do that. It makes it a lot easier. But this guy, I believe, was or is still watching the Royal Rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a little bit of Mets 2128.
Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball.
Is it still going on, Mets?
It's over. Yeet!
I don't know what that means.
Jey Uso won the Rumble.
Jey Uso?
Yeah, that name's made up. Oh, wait. The whole sport's made up. Never mind.
You Abe.
No, but hold on. Was that a complete surprise, or was he like when people were when wrestling nerds sat around and talked about who's going to win the Royal Rumble?
I had Cena winning it, but he made it to the final two. Was looking for an AA off the apron. Uso slid back in the ring and shoved John off it.
Interesting. That, but a lot of people weren't talking about him winning the Rumble.
There were some who were, but a lot of people didn't have him winning it.
Interesting.
Is it, Mike? Is it interesting?
No, it is because like that's a person that like I know who he's talking about, but he's like in my eyes, he's and now I haven't watched wrestling in several years, but he's always been one of those mid guys. Like he's never been a world champion contender guy. Like, you know, to go back to you, your era, Abe, he never, in my eyes, was a Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, Undertaker, Kane. He was always, you know, like a mid guy. Yeah, Edge and Christian, if they ended up winning the world title later on, but still, it just that's what's interesting to me that they decided to kind of shock and kind of do something like that. But Mets, did you hear our top five?
No, I was still stuck with the Rumble at that point.
All right, quick, off the top of your head, your top five actors.
Jim Belushi.
Nice, okay.
Kevin Conroy, rest in peace.
Yeah, the voice of Batman in the animated series. Love that.
Marty Grabstein.
Don't know who that is.
Voice of Courage, a Cowardly Dog.
Oh, you're just doing voice actors at this point.
What? Belushi's not really a VA.
No, he's not. But I mean, Kevin Conway and
Conroy.
Yeah, and who'd you just say?
Grabstein, though he actually does have some live action credits over with Law and Order.
Boom, boom.
Dude, everybody and their grandmother has acted on Law and Order. Like I was on 4 episodes of Law and Order. Like, you know.
It's actually my life story.
Yeah, Abe lives it.
They actually call me for show ideas.
Yeah, Abe's life is especially heinous.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt.
Okay. See, now I don't like a lot of his movies, but I loved him in Parks and Rec. So
totally different person.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Not aware. Who's that?
You ever watch Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul?
No.
He's Gus. The head.
Okay. See, I know. You know the guy who plays Saul.
Oh,
Bob Odenkirk.
Okay, I know him from one thing. And you ready? You ready to find out what it is?
What?
The spin-off series to Friends called Joey. And Joey would always go to his casting auditions, And that guy was always at all of his casting edition, and Joey thought he was a friend of his, but he was really just fucking him over every time to not get the role and like telling him things that weren't real or whatever. And his name in the show, his name in the show is Brian Michael David Scott.
Oh, and then I guess I could say Larry Thomas.
Boy, you're going deep. I don't know who that is.
The Soup Nazi.
Oh, okay, but okay.
Those for you.
That is a very specific actor and role. He was in what, 1 or 2 episodes of Seinfeld?
Oh, yeah, I guess the last episode also.
The final episode when everybody came back.
You get flagged for not knowing who that is.
Oh, get out of here.
And no Super You. Come back 1 year.
Here's how you do it, Mike. Open the chat on you. No, I can't go to YouTube. It's too much. It's too much work. I guess on the new computer I could. Okay, fair enough, Connor. I will definitely.
I almost gave myself a brain aneurysm with the reaction.
Why were you excited?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a very excited yeah, the way you said it.
I mean, I'm trying to calm down. I mean, again, nearly gave myself a brain aneurysm.
You hear this, Abe?
Mike, hey, I'm just saying, no, because I'm not even paying attention to him. He made me think about Bryan Cranston, though, right? Even all those shows, Seinfeld, Breaking Bad, Malcolm in the Middle. Like Bryan Cranston also is one of those guys that has played like
another
very different role.
Boys, Mike.
He was in The Boys?
Yeah, Mr. Edgar.
Oh, okay. See, I haven't gotten to watch that yet. I hear good things about it, but I haven't been able to watch that yet. Mets, do you have? I barely even know some of these guys that we've hired. I had to like look them up, look up how their teams did and whatever. But did you anything about any of these coaches that the Jets hired?
Outside of Wilkes, not that I'm too familiar with.
We did pull somebody who's the assistant. The interim coach of the Panthers, Steve Wilkes. Figures you'd know that, being a Carolina boy, huh? Did DB ever stop into your chat or
in during the women's rumble?
Oh, okay, that's nice of him. I like that. Real quick, Dano's in the house. Love seeing you here, Dano. I'm sorry I missed your show last night, but I appreciate you coming in. Hit the like button. Yes, guys, if you are in here and you have not yet, please hit that like button. It would really help out the show. Definitely appreciate all of that. Oh,
did China win? That's the only women's wrestler I've ever heard of.
She's dead. She's been dead since 2016.
Oh, all right.
From a drug overdose, I think.
That sounds about
right. Dano, yes, Matty is doing okay. He was on the show earlier tonight, so this is not a show that goes behind the paywall after. So go back. He popped in. We talked a little Jets with him for like 20 minutes, and then he had to go. But me and Murdog and everybody are in constant contact with Matty in the Discord and through private messages and whatnot. So he came on. He was letting everybody know. Still, thanks, Mets, for talking over that one. Sorry. But yes, Matty will be back. He came in to basically say, I'm not gone. I wish I could be here, but everything going on with his family and right now is just a little too much. Prayers to him and his family. Absolutely. And yes, thank you, Miguel. Appreciate that. All right, Mets, what else you got?
And not much really. I mean, the fact that I spent over 4.5 hours sitting through the Royal Rumble and 2 matches that didn't really need 2-minute intervals. I was more comfortable if it would have been a 90-second per entrant interval.
I completely agree.
Completely. No, I do think 2 minutes between, but I will say this. Anyone watching who watches wrestling, if you want to see an actually good Royal Rumble, go back and watch the 2002 Royal Rumble. It's one of the best of all time.
I still say the 92 one is the GOAT.
It's okay. But the between the spots and all the fun shit that happens, it's the 2002 Royal Rumble. I'm telling you.
The problem with the 2002 Rumble is, for me, it kind of drags at points.
When? That Rumble has everything. It had a returning Goldust. It had a returning Mr. Perfect. It had Maven eliminating The Undertaker. Mr. Perfect almost made it. He made it to the Final Four. It had Triple H's return from his injury. It had so much. The O2 Rumble was fucking outstanding. All right, Matt.
He was the guy.
Rumble.
Mets, thank you. I appreciate it, and I enjoyed popping on your stream earlier.
You're welcome, Matt. Mike.
Have a good one.
Whatever the hell your name is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I know
We haven't talked to this guy in a while, and I'm looking forward to it, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Lane Train. What's going on, Lane? How you doing?
Good. I've been taking some time off. It's nothing because of the cell, just that I have been battling this mucus drip. So I'm on this cough depressant. That helps me out a lot. So I didn't want to hurt my voice. Anyway, I'm happy about the top 5 that we did. You know what movie's funny?
You had a lot of suggestions in that top 5.
Yeah,
I want to know who is your
Chris
favorite.
Rock in it. I did not say Chris Rock, and he's a funny actor. He was in he was in the Nutty Professor. No, not in the.
Oh yeah, that was Eddie
Dave Patel. He was the voice of Dr. Dolittle. Believe it or not, he was in a lot of movies.
You're confusing me.
And I also forgot to say Pierce Brosnan.
Okay,
he's a good actor. He was in Mr. Doubtfire.
Another one that I don't think anybody mentioned in the comments was also Mike Myers.
Yeah, I know. He was in a lot of movies.
I expected that from you.
Anyway,
you were
so
expecting that from me, Abe?
About...
Fair enough, because you know what I like more than Austin Powers. I'm actually a huge fan of the Wayne's World movies.
Yeah, I know. I like the first one and second one. The part is funny when Garth is in the laundromat and he picks up the little underwear. That was a funny part, and he saw the girl.
Yeah,
with the Twizzler part, it was like,
Hey, who was that?
Oh, Heather.
No. It was the chick who was in the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton. Why can't I remember her name?
What's her? I would have to know who it is.
I need to know this. I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
Hold on. Oh, I don't need to look it up. Kim Basinger.
Oh, yeah.
That's who it was. I went to go look it up. Oh my god.
The other one also, the one that had the blonde hair that had the glasses. She was in the Wonder Years. Olivia Dabo. I couldn't figure out who it was. Anyway, so how do you feel about the Aaron Glenn hire?
I'm thrilled about it. Lane. I think
Really?
I would. There are other coaches that when it first started that I kind of like looked at, but the fact that Aaron Glenn is a Jet and he's coming home to the Jets, I'm thrilled with that.
Really? Oh.
Yes.
You know what I heard? I heard that they hired Wilkes, David Wilkes.
It was Steve.
Yeah, I mean Steve Wilkes or David Wilkes. I mean,
I think David's his middle name.
Yeah, they hired like Wilkes. I think he'll do good as a GM.
Oh, you're talking about the GM? That's Darren Muji.
Yeah, Darren Mucci. Anyway, and the draft. I would say that you keep Aaron Rodgers. He comes back. You pick up Taylor Warren if he wants to go to the Jets.
I think we're going to be worried about Aaron Rodgers. I think that's what we need to worry about at this point.
Does he come back or not? Like, do you keep him or does he retire?
If it's up to me, I keep him as long as he's willing to play what Aaron, as long as he's willing to do what Aaron Glenn wants to do and play to what Aaron Glenn, his format and what his plan is. And I want Aaron Rodgers back. He's a Hall of Famer. And he had an outstanding season last year, no matter what anyone says.
How is Matty doing? Is he okay? Because I heard there was he had to take care of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, his mom is very sick, has cancer.
Really? Oh,
And they're not giving her too much longer, so he's kind of had to take a break from the show.
is he going to be back soon, or is he still out?
He'll be back in and out when he can. But when things calm down, hopefully we get better health from his mother. But regardless, he'll be back when he can.
It's almost baseball season already.
Oh my God, Lane.
Because spring training's coming up.
I know, and I see you're wearing your Mets 2128 shirt.
I got a new one. Yeah. I got Juan Soto shirt.
Oh, I thought that was just because you're a fan of Mets on this show.
I know
my child's future is bright. No. She will succeed. All right. Well, Lane, rest your voice, buddy.
And I'm doing good.
Yeah, and try to feel better and get healthy.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good night. All right, that was quite interesting, especially with the drool at the end. But I love it. Oh, hey, asshole who hasn't been here because you were too busy doing a gay wrestling stream.
Literally.
He popped in at the very beginning, put a comment, and then waited till the very end to come in and pop this in. But he's a member for 3 months, so he is going to get the Jets chant because I love him for that. Jets, Jets, Jets. And he gives 5 channel memberships. Jets, Jets, Jets.
And we got 3 pair of boxes with Mike's face on the crotch.
No, we're definitely going to do the underwear with Matty's face in the front. It'll be much more fun to do that. But I appreciate you, DB. Thank you very much, man. I hope you guys had a fun time over there. I also do have another trader on the line. So let me bring it. Oh, no, never mind. It's not him. It's somebody completely different. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. I'm not a traitor just because I wasn't here from the start, dude.
No, you decided to run against me, Hollywood Hogan, and it is what it is. Yeah. How was your Royal Rumble stream, you nerd?
First of all, sir, I started 3.5 hours before you, so maybe you ran against me. How's that?
I can't run against you when my show has been running the same time every week for 2 years.
Like, itsy bitsy. Listen, man, I had to do it. But we talked about it for like 2 weeks. Like, hey, I might do a Royal Rumble stream.
Did you wear that for the whole wrestling thing?
No, I just changed. No, of course I wore this the whole wrestling thing.
Is that like wearing a jersey at home to watch a Jets game?
Listen, bro, I'm Hollywood Hogan today. Don't make me break out my Macho Man.
No, he does a great Macho Man impression too.
Hey, I just remember like The Rock only wore like the thong, so I'm hoping that's not next week's outfit for you.
No, man, this is as far as I go.
Well, I mean, I've done this. See, usually when someone is a traitor and turns their back on me and runs streams against me, I take that personally. Or when they decide to not show up for no good reason, like running their own stream. And I've held many contests when Matty's been like a wise ass about winning Matty's job. But unfortunately, that game has changed because, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to win Murdog's job. Ladies and gentlemen, anyone, please direct message Midnight Mike because we need a new third host who can't, because Murdog is too busy playing around and doing other things, that we need someone to come in and be loyal to the show who won't run against me to watch men who are oiled up in tights roll around and play pretend together.
Says the former wrestler.
Look, I didn't roll around in tights.
He was just grabbing dudes' asses.
I was badass.
He's actually getting physical, touching nutsacks and shit, and he's talking about me watching it is the bad thing.
Oh, stop being so gamer, dog.
Only gay if the balls touch.
That's right.
All right, here's what I got to do. We only got a little bit of time left on this show, and I promised this last Tuesday, I believe. Yeah, exactly, DB. He's too Hollywood now for the Midnight Mike show.
No, it's too sweet.
It's fucking too sweet. I don't have to get the NWO music. I believe that's royalty free. I'm not positive though. Hulk Dog, Bulk Hogan. There you go. Godly levels of ball busting. Yeah, that's how we do it on this show.
I used to be a character called Murdog Mania. Running wild.
Midnight Mike was talking about the tates to the face earlier. I was, but that wasn't in response to wrestling. That was in response to the movie Borat. And
although it does work.
Yeah, true. It applies both ways. But this is something I wanted to talk about last Tuesday night. We didn't have enough time. We have a little bit of time here at the end of the show, and it's something involving the NHL and something that very few teams do anymore. But there's one team that's holding out, and I have so much respect for them. Do you guys remember? I guess they're called Ice Girls.
Yeah, the Islanders have some.
I don't know if they do anymore. There's very few teams who have them anymore. But one team that does have them is the Las Vegas Golden Knights, and this is what Ice Girls look like for those of you out there. Hamana. Now they dress up in those very nice outfits. They get to carry their shovels and they push the ice off of the off the rink, the loose ice. And I think that this is a honorable job. And I think that women around the world should be like clamoring for a job like this. I don't know your guys' thoughts, but the fact that the NHL, which was one of the last major sports franchises to start caving to kind of woke culture, I'm kind of upset with the NHL in that aspect, that a lot of teams are choosing to get rid of the Ice Girls, because who's going to push the ice if you don't have Ice Girls? You're just going to have shavings of ice everywhere. It's going to be dangerous for the players. What are you going to do? Have a man go out there and do it in normal clothes? Like, what's that about? Murdoch, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, man, it's just like, all right. So if you look at a basketball game like the Knicks, they got the girls that come out and dance during timeouts.
Yep. Murdoch, you're muted. I don't know how.
Murdoch just said the smartest thing he's ever said in his life, and no one's ever going to hear it.
Yeah.
I say it all the time. Baseball is like the only sport that doesn't really, or major sport that doesn't do anything involving like cheerleading.
They have ball girls though.
That's not cheerleading. That's just like one
well,
person.
Ice Girls aren't cheerleaders. They're serving a very direct purpose to the safety of the game.
Oh,
and that's not true, Murdoch. All teams now, they have like their spirit teams or whatever. They're jumping up around on the top of the dugouts in between innings.
All right, they're not trotting out Big Bertha on skates, right?
But that's because this job entails you being in great shape. You have to wear the uniform, which without this uniform, you would not be able to push the ice off of the rink. That is a standard ice pushing uniform. Look at that.
I mean, I'd rather see about a dozen Scott Forsters pushing the ice, but I guess I'll take the Vegas Knights girls.
They need to come over to New Jersey and become Devils girls.
I know the Islanders had some.
No, most teams had them. But over the last couple years, they've been kind of phasing them out. I mean, did you see that one guy who got tickets down on the sidelines for a Bucks game? And he was right next to the cheerleaders, but the one cheerleader in front of him was a dude. And it wasn't even like, okay, I get there's male cheerleaders. They're the ones they always have those, they have normal slacks and a shirt, but they're used to prop the girls up and throw them into the air and all that stuff. Not this guy. This guy was a female cheerleader, but was a man. He was sitting there doing all he was shaking his hips and doing the dance. That's where the line is drawn. I don't mind male cheerleaders. They have them in college football all over the country, but they're not doing the dances that the women are doing.
Cheerleaders aren't cool, brother.
Draw a line somewhere, and I think that Donald Trump should get involved. That's all I'm saying.
Executive shit. recess appointments and executive orders for no male cheerleaders.
Oh yeah, that should be an exact. No, well, once again, it's okay if they're looking like men and throwing the girls in the air and all that stuff. I'm okay with that. But you can't have them in sequined tight outfits with short shorts and pom-poms.
Yeah, I was never a fan of that.
Actually, that's how I went to work this morning in sequin short shorts.
So you looked like what was Chris Kattan's character in SNL Mango?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you left for work looking like Mango.
You know, the male cheerleaders, Mike, you know that's where Two in the Pink, One in the Stink started, right? I think it happened on accident. There was a miscue. That was the end result. And the male cheerleader was like, yo, I just stumbled onto something, and it just became a trend.
Did you know that? I don't know if you know this, but in Hollywood Studios, or what was called MGM Studios in Florida, in Disney World, in the Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster ride, before you get on the ride, you go into what looks like a music studio, and Aerosmith is in there, and they're like talking to you, whatnot. And the lead guitarist from Aerosmith, what is, I forget his name. It's not Steven Tyler, obviously, but the lead guitarist from Aerosmith clearly flashes the shocker. And it's like, it's a Disney ride.
Yeah.
When me and my friend saw it, we were like, holy shit, he just clearly flashed the shocker. But it is what it is. Disney is different these days.
If she's a lady of the night, you could even get the thumb in there too.
Oh my goodness.
If you can, you can get it here, but
your girlfriend is going to destroy you.
If you fold the thumb, you could touch, and
oh my God,
they'll never leave you.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's where we ended here tonight on the Midnight Mike Show. We've come up to the 2-hour mark. Murdog comes in. Were you drinking during the Royal Rumble?
It sure sounds like it.
Oh, look, bro, I got like a 12-pack of water, at all times. Water for me, bro. I'm not a lush like you.
Yeah, fair enough. I am. Cheers, everybody.
Oh,
cheers.
I'm on duty.
Oh, fair enough. Well, Abe, I'm going to let you go because you fucking hung out all night, and I really appreciate that. And thank you so much for co-hosting tonight. You are right now in the lead to win Matty's job. I'm sorry, Murdogs. Yeah.
I'm looking for any job at this point.
No, I do appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for coming in. And obviously, you're always welcome because lately you and Tommy and everybody have been coming back, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the fact that we're reuniting and talking some Jets.
Hell yeah, the boys are back in town.
Abe, who's in the trunk today?
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
That's next week's top 5 people that are going to end up in my trunk.
I'm so curious. I want to know every week.
You do not want to know the contents of my trunk. Let's just say this: if I'm opening my trunk, it's a really bad day for a lot of people.
I agree.
Oh, so does that mean someone dangerous that could get loose?
I'm even more intrigued now.
I have some pro the Second Amendment stuff in the back of my trunk.
Oh shit! If it's someone dangerous back there, honest Abe, what is it, like Diddy?
He's not dangerous. I got a pussy.
Well, he said Second Amendment, Mike. That's the right to bear arms.
No, I know that. I didn't hear that.
You're gonna brush up on your constitutional.
Believe me. Okay, I can't do that. I was about to. I have Second Amendment sitting right here.
Oh yeah, watch this.
I was just about to. I wasn't even thinking. I'm just like, oh, let me pull out. No, but no, I know that. I know that shit.
It's about to become show and tell on the Midnight Mike Show.
I bet mine's bigger.
Probably. I'm not even going to deny that. You have like really legal stuff. Like I have legal stuff, but you could walk around waving it around and it's no problem.
Yeah, I do. That's what I do.
Yeah, and I'm not even talking about a gun.
Right? Wait, what are we talking about?
Come on. You were the one who said mine's bigger than yours. I hope you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Water bottles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, mine's pretty big.
And you said wrestling was gay.
I got the small Jewish one.
Dog, this show did not get super gay till you showed up.
Okay.
Okay. Me and Abe went the whole show without it being overly gay.
Right.
Now,
Mike only talked about dudes' asses and taints in his face for just a few minutes.
That's it? So he's getting better. Okay. That's a step up. All right. Progress. Only a few minutes. Okay.
Only a few minutes. But the balls never touched, so it's okay.
No eye contact?
No.
All right.
No,
So then
behind, yeah.
you could work with it. Well, I mean, you could always give like the turn and look and the wink. That's crossing the line, Mike.
I've been.
If you turn your head, if you bring your head back, turn it, and give him a wink, you cross lines.
by the way,
Just
Murdoch,
saying.
I think Scott's talking about you in that comment.
Who's the hot blonde? Sure shit ain't me.
You're the only one with blonde hair.
The fucking boa, Joe. Like, boa just falls off, man.
That's normal.
Now another 8 birds have to die.
Yeah, I'm not thinking those are real feathers there, buddy.
Yeah, I was gonna say birds aren't real anyway, so
Yeah, they're just surveillance. Get with the times, Murdoch.
God damn it.
All right. Abe, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you Tuesday or next Saturday.
Yep, I'll see you, fellas.
Abe, see you later.
And Murdoch, I hope you enjoyed your stream.
I did. It was my first one.
You're gonna pay for that one.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
What do you mean?
You're gonna pay for it.
Like how? Like financially or like?
No, well, DB didn't want me to let you on the show unless you actually dressed like a dog, and then you came on and barked. I think something like that might be fun. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll have you dress up like an actual hot blonde as opposed to Hogan. Or maybe I'll get the Genergy character that you never got to do.
Well, that was unfortunate, but
It was unfortunate.
that would have been in the annals of history. No Diddy.
I think everything you said tonight has been Diddy.
No, that's you.
I don't know about that.
I just came here to say what's up. Like, okay, Royal Rumble's over. Hop back
Yeah, I
in.
heard Jey Uso won. What the fuck is that?
It's just fucking nonsense, bro. It was the women's one was predictable. Everyone pretty much got it right. You know, it's kind of
Yeah, everyone knew Charlotte Flair was coming back and taking that.
so it was kind of a waste. But then we get involved to like the final fours. Like we always kind of know who's going to win, but then it's like a game to predict the final four. They totally wrestling. So when usually in the final four, like everyone stops, takes a breath, looks at each other.
Yeah.
They're all huffing because they're exhausted, and they're and the crowd gets beyond. Okay, it's the final four. For both the women's and the men's, they didn't do that. They just kind of like sped right through that to where it was like 6 people. Then all of a sudden there's 3. And Jey Uso winning, fucking Logan Paul being in the final 3. It was what are we doing here? It was stupid.
So it was Cena, Uso, Paul, and who?
Technically, CM Punk, which we did have on the final 4. We had CM Punk. Nobody had Jey Uso. Nobody had Logan Paul.
Wait, so Roman Reigns didn't make it till the final 4?
No, it was Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins were hanging over the rope, fighting each other, and then CM Punk runs over, scoops them both out at the same time. So now we're down to 4, and then like 5 seconds later, I think Logan Paul kicked CM Punk in the face, and he flew out. So now we're down to 3 like that, and it was a terrible final 3. Terrible outcome.
And you know what? Because you and DB were so selfish in having your own stream, you guys missed Matty.
I spoke to Matty last night.
No, on the
I missed
show.
him on the show.
He was on the show tonight.
Oh, he called in?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
So you guys could go back and check that shit out because I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
100%.
But it was short. But he came on, talked a little Jets.
Yeah.
It was fun.
He's missed. I told him that it's not the same without him. I told him there's a void that's not going to be filled until he comes back. So it's like it's not going to be the same without him until he gets back.
Absolutely agree.
But actually, full disclosure, DB was not in the stream for the majority, maybe for like the first hour, and then
where the fuck was he tonight?
Well, I don't know. He showed up. I think he was going over with you to Mets stream to show support for Mets, and he never returned. So
he popped in. He popped into this stream at the very beginning, hit the like, and then didn't show up till after the Rumble was over.
Well, he wasn't on camera with me. I don't know if he was in the background, but he was on camera to start, and then
traitor motherfucker.
Yes, I mean,
I'll bet he was on some other Jet show or some other Broncos show, maybe,
or a different wrestling thing. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Scratch that whole thing. Have a win DB's job contest.
DB is more like your producer and the runner of the Discord.
Yes.
We need him for that. We kind of need him because me and you don't know shit about that.
That's true. Fuck.
Me and you are just on-screen talent.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
I'm just an idiot in a wig.
And to bring the spirits up after the whole Matty thing, we'll just do this one more time. I also want to point out that usually, like when I have images in my StreamYard, usually I will get rid of those images after I show them. This is one I think I'll keep around a little while.
That's a good idea. I concur.
I'm starting to really like the Vegas Golden Knights, and I don't know why.
You don't know why?
No.
Well, all right. So, what are you more? What are you, a left or a right here?
Of this?
Yeah, you a left.
I'm
or right?
the blonde all the way. I'm a big blonde. I love blondes.
Right. Yeah. Well, I don't really have. I'm not a racist when it comes to hair color like you.
I base everything on color.
It doesn't matter. I think I lean more brunette. It really doesn't matter to me though. I'm kind of digging the one behind them. If we're gonna choose.
What do you mean this? What do you mean the goalie?
No. You don't see in between the two. There's one behind.
You can't even see. You can't even get a good look.
I see enough.
I don't know. I feel like I need a better look, but I'll tell you what. Those the brunette's hips don't lie.
No, I know. Like she's got the hips of like an offensive guard. And
I mean, these are all beautiful women, and I would take all those women over that goalie.
I can't even see the goalie. Oh, there he is. Oh, okay. I can't see it. Well, no,
it's clear as day.
No, because I have the thing in the middle blocking that part. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's not discriminate against. Let's just get the whole cheerleading squad. Let's just get a group photo, and so we could properly choose.
Real quick, let's see if we can have some fun. Let's do this. I don't know. I've never come up with great pictures of this, but let's get creepy.
Uh-oh.
Let's get creepy, folks.
I thought that was Midnight Jury shit.
No, I don't mean that type of creepy. All right.
Stay away from schools, 150 feet creepy?
No, not that creepy.
Good.
All right, let's do it this way. Let's share the screen. You need headphones, Murdog.
Is it still bad?
I can hear myself.
Yeah, we went through I have 3 microphones here.
It doesn't matter if you are listening through the computer, Murdog.
I'm not.
What are you listening through? Where is the sound coming out? Speakers, yes.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, it's right here. And the microphone is here.
All right. I'm just going through a few of these pictures of the New York Jets flight crew.
Oh, okay.
She looks a little too Mariah Carey for me.
Or the girl from Big Bang Theory.
Oh, Kaylee Cuoco? No, I think Kelly was way hotter than Mariah Carey.
In that first picture you showed.
This girl needs to get in a tanning bed. Oh, that didn't work. See how white she is? Oh my God. Yeah. Like, get out in the sun. You're a cheerleader.
It's a good thing I'm wearing sunglasses.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
See, I like my favorite New York Jets flight crew uniforms were when they looked like stewardesses. Did you ever see? Do you remember those?
No.
Yeah, they had ones where they looked like the uniforms. Like when the flight crew first came back, they had uniforms that looked like they were like old, like Pan Am, like stewardesses. Do you know I went on a plane to my dad's wedding, and I see these guys getting on the plane and they're in their uniforms or whatever, and I'm like, oh, there's the pilots and whatnot, and like I'm getting on the plane. I get on the plane. It turned out that they were the stewardesses. I couldn't fucking believe it. There's male stewardesses now.
Yeah. A lot of them usually play for the pink team, though.
That's probably true. See this one here? She's probably. I wish that was a little bit more in focus.
Which one?
This one here. The blonde. I told you I like blondes. I'm a blonde.
I think I lean more brunette. Or like a mix, like blonde and brown, like the girl on the far left. I like that hair color.
I mean, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. All right, we will creep out over the New York Jets flight crew another time. Let me just get this. Oh yeah, look at 3 in a row. 3 blondes in a row. All right, let's stop being creepy. All right, Murdog. Thank you so much for popping in. What?
We being creepy. It's you being creepy.
Fair enough. I'll take the heat on that one because my wife probably wouldn't give a crap because she'll, like I've said before on this show, she tells me all the guys she had a crush on. And there was someone that she has a crush on that I forgot when I had mentioned that. And I was like, oh, I got to mention that on the show. And now I can't remember who it was because I mentioned John Hamm and I mentioned Phil Dunphy and I mentioned Elijah Wood. But there was someone else.
Such a weird selection, too.
It is a weird selection. I don't get it. But to each his own. No, she liked Elijah. No, she liked Elijah Wood. That was like one of her childhood crushes.
Yeah, I know, but
it was when he was like younger. It's not like Elijah Wood now.
Yeah, but like when he was like famous, he was like 7. It's
weird.
Well,
but my wife is like 7 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And so Elijah Wood was young when I was young.
So she had a crush on him when she was 7 and he was 7?
No, he would have been much older. He's much older. He's probably 10 years older than her. DB, you go purchase some underwear? Yeah, I need Mike next to my balls every day where he belongs. Fuck you.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Put up with that?
Yeah, I knew it. Bulk Hogan wants the goalie, brother. No, Clancy. Sorry, Hollywood Hogan did not win tonight. He should have. He should have. That would have been a great surprise. Have him come out and win. There we go. All right, Murdoch. Thank you for being on. We've gone a little over. We've done our business to go over for the audience. And I'll see you on Tuesday night.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to the 11:15.
Unless you want to do my Jets Super Bowl viewing.
Yeah, we talked about that. When are you doing it?
I don't know yet. I might do it tomorrow night.
Well, tomorrow night I'm doing the draft. I'm doing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That you've already been privy to. So
okay.
I mean, I don't
know. Ladies and gentlemen, let's win Murdog's job tomorrow night when I record for Super Bowl 3.
Been telling you for a while now. I said I'm going to start on defensive tackles tomorrow night.
I know, but I probably wasn't listening.
Well, which is status quo for you because I'm just Murdog. We're talking big time Midnite Mike. So
big time 11:15 Mike.
11:15 Mike.
Because by the way, it's 11:14. So Murdog, I'm gonna let you go. I told you, I'm telling you, it's the same time all the time.
Hey, no,
makes no sense.
Listen, we just whatever time you plan on going off, that's what it goes. 10:30 Mike, 11:15 Mike, 11:30. But unless you go to midnight, how do you say you're Midnight Mike?
I've gone to midnight a bunch of times.
A few. I mean, if you did like 600 shows and like 4 times you went to midnight, I don't know if that qualifies as midnight.
I've not done 600 shows.
That's like if I walked around calling myself Hollywood Hulk Hogan just because I did it like 4 times.
Yeah, but Hollywood Hulk Hogan is actually a person who you are not.
Well, that's true, brother.
All right. Have a good night, Murdoch.
Tomorrow, if you're cool enough to show up.
All right.
Check my channel, guys, for when we go up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know why it looks like that. It should look like this. I hate that full screen thing when I don't even know how it got to that, but it should look like this when I'm alone. So hopefully that won't mess up again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an actually outstanding show of the Midnight Mike Show. I really appreciate everybody being in here tonight and joining me. Like I said, loyal friends to be able to watch me from 9 to 11:15 on a Saturday night or on a Tuesday night, things like that. I think that is friggin' awesome. So once again, I hope everybody comes back. Remember, Tuesday nights are no longer 10. We now come on at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday night. So we're giving you a whole extra half hour. Plus, every show we do, we always go over a little bit. It always happens. Whether it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes, a half hour, we always go over. So Tuesday night, join us right here at 9:30, and we're going to have another great time. Once the Super Bowl is over, I may have to wait for Matt. I want Matty to be a part of this, but I do want to start doing our New York Jets draft, where each week we will draft. It will be 4 of us, and we'll draft Jets quarterbacks and see who comes up with who gets the best list. We'll let you guys decide in a poll. Then the next week we'll do Jets running backs, then Jets wide receivers, so on and so forth, week after week throughout the offseason, so that we can have fun, you can have fun, and we eat up time up until the draft day. Because once again, it's hard to even talk draft till you're close to the draft, at least for me. I'll watch a bunch of other Jets content creators do it, no doubt. But it's not always for me. But anyway, I am Midnight Mike, and I can't wait to see you next time. Hit that like button on your way out, please, if you haven't.
First SportsCenter breaking news.
The New York Jets are hiring their former player, Aaron Glenn, as their next head coach.
Turn the music on! Aaron Glenn.
12th pick in this first round select Aaron Glenn, defensive back, Texas A&M.
Every time you put your feet on the ground that morning, you felt like you was winning that game. At some point, man, we got to draw a line in the sand and say enough is enough.
Compete, man, compete! Compete!
And Aaron Glenn has a little attitude about him that I think is made for being in New York. He has an attitude that I think he's going to be honest with you. He's going to hold you accountable every single second.
Winning. Time to get that feeling back. Y'all dig what I'm saying?